Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, My Life as Monique. How are you guys doing? This is part 2 of When BBL Goes Wrong, Medical Tourism Horrors. So in the last video, we talked about a young lady in Georgia who went to the Dominican Republic for lipo and I guess breast augmentation and things of that nature. Well, y'all, here is part 2. This is the young lady right here. Okay. And in the last episode, we saw that she returned back home. She almost died from a post-operative wound infection, which the doctors thought were due to dirty utensils. But you'd have to go back to part 1 to see what her body looked like. It looked like a little child took a scalpel and they were playing Operation. I hate to say it like that. That was one of my favorite childhood games. But it looks like somebody who was not a professional, just really kind of botched everything and butchered her. So I will go to part 1, and this is part 2. This is for fair use, for educational and commentary purposes. So let's see what eventually happened to this young lady. Yes, there are risks to medical tourism. Let's go.
Did get hurt.
How could you butcher my body that way and then not take any accountability?
We tried to get an answer to that very question.
My name is Yolanda Harris, and I work for a television station, a CBS affiliate in Columbus, Ohio.
The woman who answered identified herself as the doctor's coordinator. She confirmed Pereal Wallace was a former patient, but refused to answer any questions about her procedures or what went wrong. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Dominican Republic may be the most dangerous place to travel abroad for cosmetic surgery. Researchers discovered higher rates of post-surgery infections, complications, even death among patients who traveled there.
It's so easy to forget that plastic surgery is real surgery, that you can have serious complications, you can die from it, and money is important, but it can never be more important.
Dr. Shaw does not recommend going out of the country for surgery. In fact, he advises against it. He agreed to meet with Pereal to examine the physical damage and devise a plan for correction.
All right, let's take a look. Just kind of keep the gown to the side. Just kind of relax your shoulders for me.
But the emotional damage concerned him just as much.
You know, when I talked to her today, I saw such profound sadness. And it broke my heart because I could tell.
Wow. My hat's off to this doctor, Dr. Shaw. And let me just say this. I think this is Columbus, Ohio. There is a Columbus, Georgia. But this is a physician that you're looking at that has empathy and compassion. Dr. Jackie. I digress. And he could see her profound sadness. Not only does she have physical scars, but she has mental scars as well. Hats off to you, Dr. Shaw. Good looking out.
Tell that she was just in this place of being mad at herself for making that decision.
I pretty much lost my mind for a while, so I ended up in a psychiatric hospital.
Pereal says she is.
Did you hear that? She says she literally lost her mind. She ended up in a psychiatric hospital, all on account of getting plastic surgery. Guys, you know, you guys might be wondering why I cover these stories, but when you go through something like this, it's very traumatic. And for all of you, when I do these stories, I did the story about Dr. Jackie, and I'm not finished with that. These things are very traumatic, and they do affect you mentally. And so if you've had issues in the medical arena where you've had a traumatic outcome, please talk to someone. It is very scary. And you can end up with like something like PTSD. This young lady says she lost her mind and ended up in a psychiatric ward. This is crazy. Let's see what happened to her. Wow.
It's not the same person she was 10 months ago, but she is a survivor.
And I decided that I wanted to fight for myself because I deserved that. I deserve to live. I deserve to be happy.
She's beautiful.
Now, the main takeaway that we want you to get from this story is to do your research. If you're looking to travel abroad for any medical procedure to save money, talk to a plastic surgeon locally first. Know the risks and know what to look for in a surgeon.
Absolutely.
The cost savings is not worth your life. Now, we have a link to the CDC's website with advice.
It is not. It is not worth your life. Know the risk. She said, speak to another doctor where you are in the U.S. before you go abroad. But most people don't do that. This woman literally had to be admitted to a psychiatric facility. Go back to part 1. And I mean, literally, her body was just butchered. And it's like, what were y'all doing? Is this some sort of ritual? Like, what's going on here? I hate to kind of throw innuendo in because, I'm trying to be this reporter reporting information to you so you can make an educated guess. But myself, I went through something traumatic, going through my health, a health situation. And it can be very scary. And people think like, oh, you're supposed to just snap back. No. You go and you see doctors and nurses and you trust them to be empathetic and compassionate like Dr. Shah. He said his heart breaks because she's blaming herself and she's afraid and she's scared. She literally had to be admitted she's never going to be the same. You do need to get help. So if you've encountered any type of situation in the medical arena where there was a traumatic outcome, or maybe you lost a baby, or, you had to have 5 surgeries and you went in for 1. It's traumatic and it's scary. And it's okay to talk about it. And it's okay to speak to someone about it. And I would recommend you do speak to someone so you can talk through those emotions, because sometimes people don't understand. They really don't understand. So guys, let me know what you think about this. This is really, really something else. And, this is just part 2 of a series that I'm going to be doing. So stay tuned. I want you guys to comment, to let me know what you think. A lot of women of color, Latinas, a lot of women. Now, people who are wealthy, sometimes, they're not looking for a discount. They'll go here in Georgia to Buckhead, and pay top dollar and have nurses come and take care of them. So they're not primarily the ones going for medical tourism all the time. A lot of times it has to be people who are looking for a discount. So guys, let me know what you think about this. So this is Life as Monique. Like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell. Let me know what you think. Some of these, outcomes, they're being talked about in secret. We're not seeing all this. We might see on Instagram these models that look cute and have their BBLs and all of that stuff, but she's a young woman and her body will never be the same. And she looked beautiful in those pictures. I don't know what's going on, guys. So let me know what you think about this. Like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell, and comment down in the comment section. We want to talk about this because this seems like, this is happening all too often. All right, y'all. Peace. And I'm out.